I want to share with you a little story that was shared with me, if you don't mind me saying so, and being a little bit redundant. But the story's about a young woman who thought life was just so hard. And she went to her mother and was talking to her, and the mother said, "Well, let's talk about this. Let's sit down and share, and we're going to figure this out." The young woman said, "Well, I'm really tired of fighting and struggling so much." And it seemed as if one problem after another was piling onto her. So the mother said, "Let's go into the kitchen." Into the kitchen they went. And the mother filled 3 pots of water, put them on the stove. And she placed the fire on hot, boiling, and the pots came to full boil, water in them. In the first, she placed carrots. In the second, she placed eggs. And in the third, she put in some coffee beans that had been ground. She let them sit and boil. It was just silent. And the daughter is getting frustrated, wants to know, wants to figure this out. In about 20 minutes' time, the mother turns off the fire to each one of the pots. And then she takes the carrots out of their pot, puts them in a bowl. She does likewise with the eggs. The coffee beans and the water she just leaves alone. And she goes to her daughter and she said, "Now, I want you to do me a favor." She said, "Be careful because they're a little bit warm yet. I want you to reach over and feel the carrots." She feels them. She goes, "Whoa, they're soft." Okay. Next, the mother said to the daughter, "I want you to take an egg and I want you to break it and open it." And so she did that and observed that the egg had been hard boiled. And finally, the mother asked the daughter, after she had dipped into the pot that had the coffee beans in it and put some into a cup, and she asked the daughter to sip the coffee. The daughter smiled as she sipped the coffee. And then she goes, "Mom, what does all this mean?" She says, "Because I know you. There's got to be a purpose here." And the mother said, "Yes. Each one of these objects faced the same adversity. Each one of them faced the boiling water. But each one acted differently. The carrot went in strong and just hard, unrelenting. However, after being subjected to boiling water, it became softened and became really weak. The egg, which had been fragile, its thin outer shell had protected the liquid interior. But after sitting in the boiling water, its insides became hardened. The ground coffee and the ground coffee beans were kind of unique. However, after they were in the boiling water, you know what they did? They changed the water. So, which one are you, daughter? Which one are you? There was a pregnant pause. Finally, when adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean? Am I the carrot that seems so strong, but with pain and adversity? Do I capitulate? Do I become weak and lose my strength? Or am I like the egg which starts out with a malleable heart, but over time changes with the heat? Do I have a fluid spirit, but after hardship of one kind or another, of a trial, do I become hardened, bitter, stiff? I might look the same outward like the shell, but on the inside, there's been a change. And I'm tough, and I'm hardened. Or am I like the coffee bean? The bean decides that it's going to change the water. And the very circumstances that have brought about the pain are going to be changed. Because think about the story. The bean, when the water gets hot, begins to influence the water. It releases fragrance and flavor. And if you are like the bean, when things get to be the worst, you get better and you change the situation around you. When the hour is the darkest, the trials are the greatest, do you elevate yourself to another level? So how do you handle adversity? Are you a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean? Valid questions. And if we look into the scriptures, we can see that we're called upon to rise above it, to influence the situation by leaning on God. He is our strength, our stronghold. He is the consummate all for us. And we can face any circumstance, any situation that life presents to us.